listeners. I'm Anna.
And I'm Hannah, and you're listening to
Stacked,
the McIntyre Library Podcast.
On today's episode, we welcome guest Avonlea Hanson. Avonlea, tell us a little bit about yourself and what you do on campus.
Wonderful. Thanks for having me. I am the Associate Director in our Center for Excellence in Teaching and Learning. So we do a lot of teaching and learning support with instructors across campus, professional development things, and really just trying to help everyone with their courses and anything else they need in their teaching.
And just so the listeners know, the reason this podcast exists is because Hannah and I did visit Avonlea with a project and proposal for a workshop that we wanted to offer to campus. And in our discussion, Avonlea said, "Hey, you two should do a podcast." And Hannah and I said,
"Oh,
that's a great idea, Avonlea." So here we are. So thank you, Avonlea.
Maybe just a little peer pressure in what I knew would be great.
Yes.
So
I mean, this was a thing of like you suggested it, and we were both like, "I've always wanted to do this. Yes, amazing, right?"
Yes.
So like, you know, it was a suggestion, but we were primed.
Yes.
right. Well, I'm excited to get to join you all too as you're getting started with the podcast, which is wonderful.
Yeah, thank you. Okay, so we'll start with our icebreaker question. Do you have one of the questions picked out?
Yes, I do have one picked out. So the question I've picked out is, what is your first memory of a library? And I really like this because as a kid, especially in the summer, that was the big thing we always did. We lived 6-7 blocks from our local library, and so we could walk down there, and they always would do summer reading programs for kids. And so it was super exciting because you got to like spin a wheel and win prizes, and it was just like this really fun thing you got to do. And so every summer, so much of it was about what are the next book series I want to read, what do I want to go and do. And so it really made reading fun as a kid and also very entertaining in the summer as well. So I just always loved that, looking forward to that every summer as a young kid, being able to go check out books and do different things at the library.
Oh, gotta love a summer reading program. So good.
They're
Yeah.
the best.
Yeah. I also think even as adults, we could have some summer reading programs.
Well, they
with
do
some
at our
awesome
local
themes.
public library.
Yeah.
There's some really great. Yes.
Exactly. So it doesn't have to be just a kid thing. So it's just my first memory, but not an only memory. So I think it's a great thing to be able to do.
So listeners, you can engage in the summer reading again at the Ellie Phillips Memorial Public Library. So there's our shout out to our public library brethren. That's a weird word. Anyway, wonderful. Thank you, Avonlea.
Yeah.
For sharing that. And then our next question is, what library related thing are you here to talk to us about today?
So I'm going to bring a twofer for my library-related thing today. I have a book I will share a bit about, but also the format of the book that really is something that I am excited about. So my book to share is called Everything is Tuberculosis by John Green. I think it was released last year or the year before, so it's a pretty new book. And I really enjoyed and I will preface my modality is listening to the book because it was really something that kind of ties together a very human story about Henry, who has a tuberculosis diagnosis in Sierra Leone, and what that means for him and his family and the other things that happen in his life. But then John also takes it to talk about this in other contexts, right? In social contexts, in global context, in economic context, and what does this mean in this disease that so many people face, and kind of how that all comes together, and that there's really a lot of humanity in this and how we treat each other and how we're working towards common goals around the world. And so what I liked about it is it really brought together a lot of those different pieces to it. And so my thing then with the book is that, as I said, I listen to it. So I'm a big fan of audiobooks, and that's one thing I love about the library is being able to borrow them and rent them, because I think it gives a whole nother level of access to materials and knowledge and stories that I think is kind of in a newer format than you might not always think about from your local library.
And did the author read this book? Did John Green, did he narrate it?
Yes, I believe he did narrate it. Yeah.
I love that.
I love that. It's the best. It's the best when you get the author to narrate it. Absolutely.
Oh, side recommendation. If you ever get to listen to any of Robin Wall Kimmerer's books, she narrates hers. And so good. So
Love
good.
that.
Yeah. Just like narration makes an audiobook. Like I love it when like a really good narrator, absolutely. But then also when they do like a full cast kind of thing.
Yes.
Like I listened to one recently where the book was told from like 4 different perspectives, and they had 4 different voice actors doing each of the perspectives, and like it just makes the story come alive.
It really does. And especially also if you can find biographies or autobiographies, that are then read by, and memoirs, those ones, those are so much better, I think, when they're written by.
My favorite are
read by those people.
Or essayists that read their own. And my favorite would be David Sedaris because of his wit and when he reads, it really comes to life. So I like laugh aloud audiobooks.
Yeah.
Could you hear my stomach grumbling on the microphone
No, I don't
just
think
now?
so.
Oh, that's interesting. Good. Okay.
Thanks for sharing.
Sorry, listeners. Anna's hungry.
Emily, how did you get into audiobooks? I feel like there's always like an entry point for people.
Yes. So this really was, it was 2020. It was pandemic, right? So kind of that idea of, I've always enjoyed reading, but I think sometimes, especially in your young adult life, it can be easy to kind of go by the wayside with whether you're in school or other things going on. And so, I read books, but I probably wasn't doing it as often as I wanted to. And so with the pandemic in 2020 was really an opportunity to kind of re-engage in some different hobbies and things. And that's when I figured out that you could rent audiobooks from the library. Oh. And I feel really fortunate because I can rent library books from our Ellie Phillips Public Library, but also our McIntyre Library. So that also is a really great thing. But it was one of those things then that I found I could kind of engage in a lot of other activities or different things. Like I love to be able to have my audiobooks playing when I'm doing yard work or going outside or kind of doing those things on the go and being able to enjoy some of that. And I think my initial in was kind of listening to podcasts more. And I find even now I listen a lot more to audiobooks than I do podcasts, not in a bad way, but I just love to kind of get immersed in the stories, and kind of that narration part of it is really, really nice too. So it was kind of that time frame and that getting into podcasts then kind of led me to like, oh, I could just like listen to books too and kind of do that duality of things.
There's so much more to listen to. Yeah, no, I'm a cooking and washing dishes, like that is and laundry. That is my audiobook time. Yeah.
What platform is it that you use, Avonlea, to
we
listen to
are on
these
the same page, Anna.
Haha, same page. Okay.
I use Libby.
Ah, Libby.
Yes. And I have used Hoopla before, but I don't think that's available through the public library at this point right now. But I find it very easy to use, and I like it.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, Libby's great. It's just like an app that you download on your phone, and you can hook it up to as many libraries as you have access to. Mm-hmm. So like Ellie Phillips, or we have a thing through the University of Wisconsin system. We have like a shared collection.
Yes.
So anyone on campus can download Libby and kind of connect their UWEC account, and then they have access to all of the stuff that we have.
Yeah. What's awesome about it, too, is if you add multiple library cards, the app is super smart and will know if something becomes available in one library or the other, and so you're going to get things pretty quick, and I think that is super helpful, too. So
collecting library cards on Libby is it's a fun thing to do.
Right.
I'm not going to say any more than that, but...
And if listeners ever want to set up a Libby account and don't know how, they can always visit their friendly librarians, and we will assist happily. And the library does have a really good guide set up to a step-by-step instructions.
But we would also be super delighted to talk to you about it.
Mm-hmm.
The other activity I enjoy doing in my Libby app is then managing all of my holds for future books that I want to listen to.
Because you can freeze them.
You can freeze them. I have to be strategic about series I might be listening to and how long the wait is on one book. And so then I need to prepare that I can't have all of my books at like a several months wait. I need to be able to say, well, I want something in a couple weeks, and then I'm going to put some other things out there. So I'm usually kind of rotating around a little bit and trying to be strategic with what books I have next coming to me. And it makes me sound super nerdy, but it's really important.
I think I have 10 holds right now, and I think there's one out there that's been that is the max. You can only have 10 holds, but I think I have one that's been on hold and frozen for 10 months or something, and I just keep looking at it and thinking I'm just not ready for that one yet. I'm reading something else.
Yep.
But I'll get to it someday.
I always like to release those or keep pausing my hold, and I'm like, this is going to go to somebody else who's excited to listen to it right now, and it'll come back to me when I'm ready.
See, this is so funny. I'm a totally different kind of audiobook nerd.
Oh.
Like, I have zero patience. So my thing is finding, I mean, obviously I'll put things on hold, but like, it's the finding what's available now.
Oh, the lucky day.
Yes.
Right? Yeah.
Oh, yes.
It's a totally different like set of strategies, and some of this is like I am very flexible in terms of the format of a book, right? Like I'll take a print book, I'll take an ebook, I'll take an audiobook, but I want it now.
But see, that's really helpful too. Like I also set up where I have like a list where I tag books that I want to read, so I can go back in there. And if I get to a point where I'm like, oh, I just finished a book and I don't have anything else ready, I can find the ones that are available immediately and snag one of those right away too, which is helpful.
Yeah, because you can create your own tags.
Yes.
I have a lot of request later tags.
Yes.
In my account.
Yes. Yes.
Indeed. Now you're making me feel a little bit guilty about that hold that I've been out there for. Maybe I should release it. I'm not gonna. It's fine.
Well, but I think as long as you're pausing it, I think somebody else is able to enjoy it in the meantime.
Yes,
so I don't think you have to feel too
I
guilty.
don't.
No,
Yeah, it is
not at
true.
all.
If you pause it, someone else can check it out. It
Yeah.
just stays out there. Although I have lost books where I didn't check it out right away, and then the library doesn't renew the copy. And then it still lingers at the bottom, and it says, your library doesn't have this anymore, and we don't know if they'll ever get it again, so good luck. It's fine. At least they still leave it there as a little reminder that I'll have to
taunt
look
you a
for it
little bit.
elsewhere.
Yeah, yeah.
It's fine.
Well, shall we do our last question?
Sure.
Okay, Avonlea, what do you love about libraries generally, and McIntyre Library specifically?
Ooh. So libraries generally, I think they are such an underutilized resource in communities, and there's so much more to libraries than you would think on the surface. And I think then that leads me into what I like most about McIntyre Library is how many things are available and ways that you can engage, right? So it's not just about the book collections or the audiobook collections, right? You have things like a maker space where you can come and like learn skills and do different pieces, right? And be able to meet new people even, right? It's that community aspect of it. And I think that's so important, regardless of where your library is in your community, but it becomes a focal place for people to make connection. And I think that's so important right now. And here in McIntyre Library, I just always enjoy both of you and other colleagues in our library do such a good job about building connection and opportunities for people to come and engage. And I think that is just so critical in what we need today, more than anything else, much of the time.
I love that because you're like introducing this thing that I think is like really important about libraries is that they are like physical spaces for the community as well as just like, you know, obviously we have books in the building and we have like equipment in the building, but it's also like a space for community to come together in and do and use it in whatever way makes sense to them.
Absolutely.
Like it's such a, I don't know, it's not the way people think about libraries all the time, but it's super important.
Exactly. I think a lot of people, they think about the books. They might think about some of the other kinds of, you know, book-related resources, but there's so much more to just being able to have an open space where anybody can come in and is welcome is so much of what you just don't have in many other spaces. And that's what I think is so critical.
It's the third space.
The third space. Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
It's not home. It's not work. It's somewhere where you can go for free and you don't have to like buy anything.
Yes.
And there are so few of those left.
Absolutely. Yeah. Absolutely.
Yeah.
So take advantage of it.
Absolutely.
Especially the beautiful windows and the views. And when the sunlight, that is a good thing about winter, when the sunlight streams through the windows.
Yes.
Okay, we didn't
Around the
record that
building.
part. No one knows what we're talking about.
Oh.
We before we started recording, we had a conversation about what we like about winter for our sound test. And Avonlea mentioned beautiful sunsets that we have here.
Sunrises and sunsets.
Yes.
The sun in the winter time.
Particularly over the river on campus. The sunsets over the Chippewa are beautiful.
It really is beautiful.
Yeah. Okay, well, since we're all enjoying winter and our sunsets, and we'll have our audiobooks to listen to while we're warm and cozy inside.
Absolutely.
Or snowshoeing.
There we
or
go.
Skiing.
Yeah, or cross-country
Do you listen to
skiing.
your audiobooks while you're snowshoeing or skiing?
No, you know what?
No.
I've been doing that like unplugging thing and just being
that's
like,
nice. Being in nature.
yeah,
Good.
yeah.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Well, this has been Anna.
And I'm Hannah. And what are we doing?
Oh, I was going to say something. I was going to try something.
Oh, I wanted to say thank you to Avonlea.
We're going to say thank you to Avonlea.
Thank you, Avonlea.
Thank you, Avonlea, for
Thank
being
you for
here.
having me. I'm so glad I got to be
wonderful.
here.
We're still working out on some things on this format, but we're getting there.
We're having fun.
We are.
This is great.
and this has been a Stack the McIntyre Library podcast where we were recording in the large audio studio. So we'll catch you next time.
Bye.
Bye. Thank you for listening to Stacked, the McIntyre Library podcast.
Our guest for this episode was Avonlea Hanson. Thank you for joining us, Avonlea. It was a delight.
We would also like to thank Jill Markgraf, the entire digital studio team, and everyone at the library for their support.
This podcast was recorded in the large audio studio at McIntyre Library
It was hosted and produced by Anna Zook and Hannah Carlton.
and edited by Hannah Carlton, me.
The music was by Matt and Lucy. Thank you, Matt and Lucy. We love the music.
We really do. Thank you. And in honor of Brad Goldstein, be excellent to one another and go to the library.
Bye.